Now let us move to question number 20. Promoters of MSMEs must have dash in the game to ensure that funds venture capital as well as bank loans made liberal by flat or not dash off. You have options: interest and taken, name and bought, skin and siphoned, feet and stolen, hands and signed. In the context of this sentence, the word that is most suitable for the first blank is skin, and that for the second blank is siphoned. All the other options are grammatically and contextually incorrect. Skin is in the game, that is idiom, meaning to be at risk financially because you have invested in something that you want to happen. Example, you take more ownership of something when you have some skin in the game. Siphoned off, meaning to gradually steal money or goods, usually from a business or government. Example, over the years, she siphoned off hundreds of thousands of dollars from various accounts. Hence, option C will be the correct answer, that is skin and siphon. Promoters of MSMEs must have skin in the game to ensure that funds, venture capital as well as bank loans made liberal by flat are not siphoned off. So now let us move to question number 21. The public sector has been called the private sector of politicians used for creating patronage dash and dash. You have networks and kickbacks, buildings and hospitals, malls and complexes, relations and assets, and forms and figures. In the context of this sentence, the only appropriate combination of words is that of networks and kickbacks. All other options are either grammatically or contextually incorrect. The sentence says that politicians gain a lot of private favors by sponsoring the public sector through setups and bribes. Hence, option A will be the right choice. So, the statement can be read in this way: the public sector has been called the private sector of politicians used for creating patronage networks and kickbacks. Now, let us move to question number 22. If people fail to realize the dash of the water crisis India is facing and fail to be dash into action, then there are bound to be many more Chennais. You have options: magnitude and recommended, intensity and galvanized, weather and force, acuteness and pluffed, and behemoth and strewn. Water crisis after the first blank indicates that the blank refers to the level of water crisis. In the context of the sentence, the words which are suitable for the first blank are magnitude, intensity, and acuteness. Hence, option C and E are eliminated. The second blank tries to convey that if people fail to be inspired to take action, then there would be more regions with severe water crisis. The only word that makes a sentence meaningfully correct is galvanized, which means shock or excite someone into taking action. The words recommended and pluff are irrelevant to the context of this sentence. This eliminates option A and D as well. Hence, option B will be the right choice, that is intensity and galvanized. If people fail to realize the intensity of the water crisis India is facing and fail to be galvanized into action, then there are bound to be many more Chennais. Now let us move to question number 23. The internal and concurrent audit system of banks is intended to red dash risks in real time but has failed and must be dash up. So you have options who'd and kept, flag and showed, dress and developed, salute and prodded, or dame and given. In the context of the sentence, the word that is most suitable for the first blank is flag and that for the second blank is showed. All the other options are grammatically and contextually incorrect. A red flag meaning a sign of signal indicating potential incipient or imminent danger or trouble. Example, there are a couple of red flags you need to look and out for to make sure your company stays profitable. Shored up means to make something stronger by supporting it. Example, the plan will enable his company to shore up its financial position, and hence option B will be the right choice. That is, the internal and concurrent audit system of banks is intended to red flag risks in real time but has failed and must be shored up. Now let us move to question number 24. Further, to augment bond market liquidity, corporates need to be encouraged to dash exiting bonds under the same international securities identification number to duly shore up floating dash. You have options redistribute and stakes, frame and images, reissue and stocks, recirculate and stakes, and expunge and companies. The words exiting bonds after the first blank indicate that the blank is a word that conveys that these bonds need to re-enter the market. In the context of this sentence, the words which are suitable for the first blank are redistribute, reissue, and recirculate. Hence, option B and E are eliminated. The second blank has to have a meaning similar to bonds, as the reissue of bonds would help to support it. The only word that makes the sentence meaningfully correct is stocks, which means shares which entitles the holder to a fixed dividend, whose payment takes priority over that of ordinary share dividends. The words stakes and stakes are irrelevant to the context of this sentence. This eliminates option A and D as well. Hence, option C will be the correct option. So, further, to augment bond market liquidity, corporates need to be encouraged to reissue exiting bonds under the same international securities identification number to duly shore up floating stocks. So, that will be the right way. Now, let us move to question number 25. Population growth tapers off with dash literacy, access to contraception, and social and economic dash. You have options increase and progress, decrease and progress, improved and regress, stagnant and duress, mediocre and brevity. Here, the statement wants to convey that population growth will decrease if people become more aware and educated. In the context of the sentence, increased or improved can fit the first blank, and this eliminates option B, D and E. Further, as population growth will also decrease if social and economic conditions are improved. Progress is the most appropriate choice for the second blank. Thus, option C gets eliminated as well. Hence, option A would be the right option. That is, population growth tapers off with increased literacy, access to contraception, and social and economic progress.